control.
From the Your Boat Club Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Fan forecast.
Sunny and a high of 73 today, dropping down to 50 tonight.
Thanks for listening, following, and staying up to date with the...
What's the name of that place again? The hangar that we're broadcasting from in Duluth on Friday? What is that place called? Anybody remember?
Man, I didn't know.
I don't remember the name of
I
it.
don't either.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
But it's at the airport.
Yeah, come see us at the airport.
Yeah, we're at the air show.
Yeah.
We're
What
right
time
there.
will that be?
Friday, 5:30 to 9.
Hey, Marzi.
Yeah.
Before we jump right back into sports and stuff. Last night I was watching this comedy a special on Netflix by a guy named Dusty Slay. And he's a guy that I've heard a few things. Name's Dusty, and his last name
He's
is Slay.
super funny.
And he's really funny. I've heard a few things. I was like, man, I'm gonna give his show a chance. And so I watched it. It was very, very good.
Okay.
But he had this one bit I thought you would like the most. Do you remember the band Lone Star?
Oh, for sure.
Barb
Baby,
loves
I'm
Lone
amazed by you.
Listen to this bit.
There's another song I like by a band called Lone Star. This song's called I'm Already There. The guy leaves for the weekend. You think he's gone for the rest of his life. If you've not heard the song, it's about a guy, he's out working the road. I don't think it really says what he's doing. I imagine it's music. It said he calls his wife from a lonely, cold hotel room. Well, it seems like a booking issue to me. You know what I mean? Not hard to find a hotel with heat these days. That's not even something they advertise anymore. You have to find a hotel without heat, to be honest with you. Get a better hotel, you still be lonely, but you be comfortable. You know what I mean? And he's talking to his wife. He's crying, I imagine. And he hears this little kid in the background. His kid's small. And his kid gets on the phone. His kid goes, "Dad, when you coming home?" This is what he says to his kid. He goes, "I'm already there." I was like, why are you doing that to that kid? That kid's small, man. He doesn't get the poetry you're doing right now. That kid's probably like, "What? You're home? Why are we doing this weird phone thing here? Let's get together. Let's spend some time together. Play catch or something. Mom said you were gone. I don't know why she said that." Then the dad he says something like this. He goes, "I'm the sunshine in your hair, son. I'm the whisper in the wind. I'm the shadow on the ground." That kid's probably like, "Mom, what's wrong with Dad?"
Dusty Slay, everybody.
That's great.
It's really good.
Was it on Netflix, you said?
Yeah, Netflix, yeah.
Okay.
He's in Fargo and Bismarck on June 7th and 8th.
Lucky!
How about that? And he comes here in November, I believe.
That's funny.
Good stuff, man. I love when you
He's
find a
funny,
new
man.
Is he, it sounds like kind of Gaffigan-like. Is he pretty clean? And
there's a few curse words in it, but not very many.
Nothing.
Yeah, I would say you're right. I didn't even notice until you said that.
Yeah,
Rosie,
he's
but pretty
November
funny.
23rd.
That's really good stuff. Family stuff
At the
like that is
Fitzgerald.
best. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good. That Fitzgerald.
Yeah, great spot.
I enjoyed that, Hawk. Thanks.
You're welcome. I
Yeah.
thought you probably
Yeah,
would.
Good stuff.
and I know the song.
Dave Breitner.
That song
Yeah.
wails. Lone Star wails.
At Lone Star, yeah. They got some bangers.
Yeah, shout out to Jess Frasper. That's one of his favorite bands. So I've heard a lot more Lone Star than I ever thought I would. He loves them. Great stuff. Good stuff, man. Dusty
It's
Slay.
time for Fan 5,
Working man.
brought
Slay
to
all
you by
day.
Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you, builders, and thank you, remodelers.
Thanks, builders and remodelers. My sources say Superior College Hangar on Friday. You can get more information about attending this free
that's
event.
right. That's
it's
right.
a
That's where
free
we're at.
event at northlandfan.com. Get it? Because it's KFAM, like in the Northland, so it's northlandfan.com.
Yeah, did Abbott email you or did you delete it?
He just texted me. I deleted
You
his emails.
saved his number?
Yeah, just in case. For stuff like this. Chris Finch on with PA at 9 o'clock also.
Look at that.
Hell yeah, man.
Finchy!
Finster.
That's good luck charm when he calls in from the road.
Well, good. Let's go.
Like you said, you don't want to spend that much time with your family. I think he's happy to be back on the road. That's a great line. It's been difficult. I'm sure. I can't imagine. He's been sitting there like he's a fan behind, the second row, and you sometimes forget he's the coach. You know what I mean? And
and you know what? The setup in Denver was actually better
than
for
here.
him. He's actually closer to
he is.
where that head coach sort of paces
Touch it.
in Denver than he
Right.
was in Minnesota, just by the way the arena is configured. So maybe there's something to that as well.
Speaking
For
of,
him, anyway.
of hating your family and not spending time together, Sarah Paulson, you familiar with her?
Yes.
She's in a lot of movies, and she was in
played
American
Marcia
Horror
Clark.
Story and
Oh,
stuff.
man,
Exactly.
she's so good in those.
She's very good.
Yeah.
everything.
She says the secret to her long relationship with Holland Taylor is that they don't live together.
They don't live together,
They don't
so
live
not
together.
separate
Dude,
bedrooms,
great
separate
idea.
houses.
And it's still called, quote unquote, a relationship.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, is my mic on?
Yeah, your mic was on, Christopher.
On and loud.
Very loud, very forceful.
Well, come on.
Very
That
emphatic.
makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
That's the key to
No.
their
Then
Yes,
you're
they've
not-
been together a long time. They don't live together.
just is there an elaboration? Are they in different cities? Are they next door? Are they?
professionally just busy and you
I don't
don't know.
I'm going to need more information.
It's an editorial comment by
I think separate bedrooms at times, if you have sleep issues or a snorer or something, that makes logical sense, and we should be able to normalize that a little more. But separate houses?
separate cities.
Nah.
Well, then how do you feel about like Cody and the Sister Wives, where there's 4 or 5 houses and there's one wife in each
Even
house?
better idea.
Your mic's on.
Man, you got good ideas,
Your mic's
Cor.
on.
I'd like to see the alternative show to that called Sister Husbands. And when there's one gal, she's a sister, and she's got all these fellas.
But she
There's
has
some
to be
videos that you can find.
she has to be the physical
Tommy,
equivalent
texted you
though of
link,
Cody.
please.
Which is
Cody's
very
Like a 5.5.
average.
Oh,
Right.
Cody's a 2.5.
If it's Carrie Russell, there's going to be 97,000 houses. Everybody's going to say, just I'll live in any one you want. You got to get the equivalent of a Cody. Whatever the hell the hair equivalent of is that stupid little rat tail that he's got going. The mullet thing.
You're
Is that
being
show
bringing that
still
back?
on?
I don't know. My wife used to watch it. I don't know.
You're
if
being
it's still-
kind. Cody's a 2.5. He's
That's a good question. Is he
Well, Marnes is a
above
lady.
or under average looking?
Marnes, would you look and tell us your opinion
Okay,
on
Google
on
Cody,
Cody?
Sister
On Cody.
Wives, and just give us
here. I got it right here.
above
Marcus.
average, average, or below
and
average.
don't feel bad. He doesn't care. He's got a lot of wives.
Yeah.
He's cool with it, you know?
Honest assessment, Marnes.
Yeah,
Above
be
average,
honest for
average,
once
or
in your
under
life,
average?
Did you show her porn?
No.
No, that's Martin's new bit. That's genius.
Oh.
Your thoughts, Martin?
Your thoughts. Just you can be
Yeah,
be
be- I
critical.
don't care.
We're not asking you to be super mean. Just be critical.
Well, I had to get a good look at him, so I took up my blinks and I Cody.
Those are so cool, by the way. I like those blinks. Those are cool. Where'd
Thank you.
get
They're
those?
very convenient.
Is that what those
and-
called?
Yeah, they're called blinks.
I like those.
It's very
Blinks
funny.
readers.
What do you
Blinksreaders.com.
think of? What do you think of them?
The curls and the gel is an interesting mixture.
Cool.
He's not my type.
Mine.
1 to 10.
Yeah, you got a 1 to 10 in here.
3.
Oh, he's
wow.
below average.
He looks like
Kind of a hot mess, isn't he?
he looks like the guy in that Cher movie grew up.
Now, see, now that's mean.
What?
Because
Cher?
we're going to assume you mean the movie Mask
talking
and
about
Rocky
Mask?
Dennis.
That's
No.
me.
Yeah, that's
Which
exactly
Cher movie?
No.
Moonstruck?
No, you know.
prick.
No, you know what Cher movie I meant.
I guess I don't.
Yeah,
No,
come
no,
on,
don't,
we don't
hang on.
know.
Don't
That's
Wikipedia
exactly-
Cher. Name any other Cher movie
You-
besides
you-
Moonstruck and
you
Mask.
Did it. You did this to yourself. You lay in your filth.
Yeah, you said
Exactly
it.
who you were
Name-
referring
did
to.
this to
Name
yourself.
any other movie she was in besides those 2 I just named.
I mean, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia!
is she in that?
I meant Pierce
great
Brosnan. He's in that, right, Hawk?
Great film.
Yeah,
Hawk
Cody and
loved-
Pierce
Meryl
Brosnan.
Streep was in
see?
that.
Very similar.
What'd you call me?
Hawk loves Mamma Mia, right, Hawk's
Don't
daddy?
change the subject. You lay in your filth.
But you do.
I do. I love it. It's a
You
great
know
film.
who Cody actually looks like?
Go on.
Besides the mask grown up,
I didn't say that.
is Chip Gaines from Chip and Joanna. He looks like a
hell is
unkept
that?
version
Oh,
of
boy.
Chip.
The house guy,
that is a-
house couple.
This is going to be a rough day for Chip Games down at Magnolia Farms.
Well, Chip's a
Ooh,
handsome
boy.
one, but he grew his hair out, and he's giving me a little Cody.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah. Rosie sees it.
Chip is a significantly better looking
Oh yeah,
version.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Corey,
Chip's
you
an
like what
8.
you like.
Chip's
Yeah.
an 8. That's why I said an unkept, unclean, unhandsome version of Chip Gaines.
Hawk, do you know what Chip Gaines looks like?
I don't even know who it is.
From Fixer Upper, right?
Chip and Joanna.
Don't know.
Just Google
Yes,
him.
for sure.
He looks like Michael Kenny from Defined Destinations.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Absolutely,
He's
yes.
hideous.
Oh, Michael.
Love you, Michael. Kidding.
Oh my God, he does.
The main Google photo looks
I guess he
exactly like
kinda does.
Michael.
Yeah, it's weird how different this guy can look. Like in this one picture here, he's like, that could be Men's Health.
Yeah.
And this one, it could be like, have you seen this man?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, long-winded way of asking, Martin. So you are not interested in joining Cody's clan in Utah? You don't want to be in that group? You can have your own townhouse.
How many bedrooms?
As many as you want. I mean, he sleeps over once every 6 or 7 nights.
Oh, gosh. The thought of that is just hideous.
Oh.
Yeah.
For who?
That night or the other 6 days of loneliness? Because that would be lovely, right? 6 days to yourself.
You would sacrifice those 6.
Mouse
You would sacrifice the
forever.
one in order to have those 6.
Well, think if it was reversed for a second. If Carrie Russell did this and it was like, hey, I'll come over to your place Tuesday. If I could say, I could have Carrie Russell every Tuesday and 6 days to myself to go play cards, where do I sign up? What do I care what she's doing the other 6 nights? This is a sweet deal. But she looks like Carrie Russell, not like Cody.
Yeah.
Freaking Cody.
Looks like the sheriff's person in Mermaids.
You did what you Googled her. You did.
I've seen the
You
movie.
didn't remember the
sure as
movie
hell did.
Mermaids?
Yeah, right, Hawk? Great film.
What other movies did you just miraculously remember that she was in?
Moonstruck.
Yeah, Moonstruck.
I already
Great
said
film.
that one.
Oh, you did.
Isn't she in Witness?
Okay.
Witness. The Harrison Ford?
Oh, you were really coming up with these. That's impressive.
Wonder how.
You just need a little time to
hello.
think.
Isn't she in Steel Magnolia? I wrecked it.
That was fan 5.
Yeah. Right on the money.
Or if you're Cody, that was fan 3, I guess.
You win. You always do.
You know why I don't feel bad ripping him? Not even one piece of me. I don't feel bad about it at all. Nope, he doesn't care. He's not listening. The Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on The Fan.
The Fan. The Fan and
BigDeck.com. Get your deck on.
If you are a Twin Cities contractor, you got to check out CatalystSupplyCo.com. They are a service-based lumberyard. You should definitely get in there and see the lumberyard. I'm not saying not to, but I would say definitely start at CatalystSupplyCo.com. They're going to help you execute your project start to finish. They are installers and contractors. They've all gone through it. They know what you're talking about. They know how to help, whether it's your window project, your metal roofing project. They got it all. All the supplies, all the solutions, all in one spot. Catalyst Supply and CatalystSupplyCo.com.
Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is here. Save up to $500 on select adjustable bed sets like the all-new Temper Adapt collection with advanced pressure relief to help reduce aches and pains. Plus, get a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Hurry into Mattress Firm today.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams. Free to be everything you imagine and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
952-0-RES. Get your carpets clean today the Zero-Res way. If you have a grad party coming up or if you want to get the house ready for Father's Day in, a handful of weeks, call them at 952-0-RES. Mention KFN. Zero-Res spells the same forward and backward. You guys have heard that by now. Z-E-R-O-R-E-Z. If you mention KFN, they'll clean 3 rooms of carpet starting at just $129. That deal goes the entire month of May. And also $75 off air duct system cleaning. Now, if you have somebody in your home with allergies, I would argue you should do both. Make sure that stuff isn't circulating, resettling in your carpet and your upholstery, blankets and things like that. Make sure you call 952 Zero Res today or go to zeroresminnesota.com. My daughter has allergies. We got a grad party in a little over a month. Definitely going to have Zero Res come out and do the house top to bottom before then. But if it's your home, your cabin, your business, what do you want cleaned? Have Zero Res do it the Zero Res way. 952-ZERO-RES or zeroresminnesota.com.
April showers bring wet basements. Standard Water Control is the waterproofing foundation repair and sump pump expert since 1977. Installation, service, and repair for all wet basement issues. Peace of mind starting at just $199. Visit standardwater.com for details. Standardwater.com.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce from my great friends at Chill Boys and chillboys.com. Chill Boys makes the best undies I've ever had on. They're incredible. They're made from bamboo. They got everything you need to feel comfortable and feel like you got nothing on. Your boys will love them, and so will that gal in your life. Go to chillboys.com right now. Mention sauce15. Put that in the keyword bit. You get 15% off right now at chillboys.com. They're a local company. I love the underwear at Chill Boys and chillboys.com.
Halvey here. It is the NBA playoffs time, and it is the perfect time to get the Sleeper Picks app. Sleeper Picks is a super fun fantasy game where you can win real money. Just pick more or less on at least two of your favorite player stats, like Anthony Edwards' points or SGA's assists. And if you're right, you win. With Sleeper, there are tons of picks like three-pointers, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Sleeper even has alternate picks, so if you feel better about your player scoring 15 points than 20, you can take that pick instead. Or if you think about your guy's about to go off, you can take more than 25 for an even bigger payout. And check this out. If you're new to Sleeper, they'll even match your first deposit up to $500. Just download the Sleeper app and use promo code KFAN. Download Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. And don't forget to use the code KFAN for up to $500 match in your first deposit. That's promo code KFAN. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
You're listening live to The Power Trip on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Hey, final segment of your little Power Trip morning show. Thank you for tuning in. PJ Fleck talked about Antoine Winfield Jr.'s record-setting contract for a defensive back in the NFL. Congratulations, Antoine.
It's not shocking, is it? It's so Antoine. And you know what? He's probably sitting there saying, hey, just probably really thankful, smiling, just saying, hey, I love football. That's what comes along with it. But the money has never driven him. I always tell people when they were talking to me about Tyler Nubin, I was like, I hate making comparisons of player to player because that never works out, right? But I said, he is as close to Antoine Winfield Jr. as I've ever seen. And I said, it's not just the skill set. I said, it's the love for the game. I have never seen somebody smile on the football field more than Antoine Winfield Jr.
What could have been? Think about how much money his dad made over how long a career. Yep. He's got to be thrilled from it. I mean, nowhere close to anything for 1 year.
Right. I bet his son just got a bigger signing bonus than he earned in his career.
100%.
Antoine Winfield Sr. belongs in the Vikings Ring of Honor. He's one of the best cornerbacks they've ever had, if not the best corner they've ever had.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm on board.
Can't argue with that. Yeah, good for Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah,
duh.
That's a lot of money for a 25-year-old.
Man,
good for him.
Good dude.
I would just retire.
Don't play.
I think you have to.
I think you have to fulfill your contract.
Probably won't cash if you don't. Yeah. But hey, I feel where you come from. Right, Martins?
I hear you. I mean, it's a little high for what I'm looking for monetarily wise.
Too much money.
But
do you want a pool or not, Marins? Come on.
Yeah, do you want a fence?
Yeah.
Pond would be better for you.
Yep. Okay.
Now it's time.
That's a good one.
Headlines brought to you by our friends at Wolf River Electric. If you want to get turned on, go solar with our friends at Wolf River Electric. Get those solar panels.
Yeah, I see those billboards everywhere.
Yeah. Get those solar panels. You guys ever heard the phrase art imitates life or art's imitating life? Right.
Yeah.
How many of us watched the latest season of Fargo?
Yeah,
I did.
Loved
right?
it.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
John Hamm.
So damn
the gal
good.
from
Keely.
Keely from Ted Lasso.
He was a bad man, John Hamm.
His character's name was Roy Tillman.
Yes.
I looked up exactly which episode it was because this is kind of freaky. Do you guys remember episode 8 where he goes to his campaign speech?
Yep.
And there were other Roy Tillmans on stage that were paid to embarrass him. And basically, I'm Roy Tillman. I'm running for sheriff.
Correct.
I'm Roy Tillman. I'm running for sheriff.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting there going, what the bleep is going on? I'm Roy Tillman. What are you doing? And he got super embarrassed, super pissed. He threw a massive fit. It was awesome, right? Check this out.
Give it to me, baby.
Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson is running for governor as a Democrat.
Good old Robert.
Bob Ferguson.
Yep.
Sitcom name.
A Republican operative named Glenn Morgan admitted he was behind this little trick. 2 other guys named Bob Ferguson filed to run against Bob Ferguson. The idea was to confuse voters and have the 3 Bob Fergusons split votes.
Dirty politics. Yep.
Bun bar.
That's almost exactly the plot of Fargo season 5.
Yeah. Maybe that's how he got
let's
it.
just get a bunch of Bob Fergusons, and then everybody will vote for Bob. They might not be sure which one, and then the Republican will win, and the actual Bob Ferguson has no chance.
Yeah.
And then did you see where it says there was also a write-in candidate, Turd Ferguson?
Okay.
Great one. That's a good one.
It turns out, check this out, though. This is
That's
kind
off
of
the top
good.
of your head, wasn't
It turns out there's a law in Washington to prevent this exact thing. It's a felony to run for office just because you have the same name as someone else, and you can get up to 10 years in jail for it. The legit Bob Ferguson suggested the other 2 Bobs didn't know about that law and called on them to pull their names out before it was too late, which they did.
So they're gone.
So the plan has been foiled.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, A for effort.
I mean,
I
geez,
might
though.
vote for the guy that tried to swindle that just for the creativity. And it probably took a lot of work to get those Bobs there in on the ballot.
I guess you got to have a more rare name, right? There aren't 3 Marnie Gellners. You're the only one. If you run, you can't find other Marnie Gellners to run
Remember,
against.
the guy from SCTV took those dudes to the DMV and had them all change their names.
Yeah, Dave Foley.
Yeah.
God, he was great in that too.
What was his character? His character's name was
Hawk. What was his
Danish?
Molly Mulvihill.
Danish something.
Molly Mulvihill.
Danish.
Molly. Don't pick on Molly.
I'm not. I love her.
I know you do.
That was just happened to be his
How was
character's
his
name.
last name?
Hold on, Corliss.
Tell me what it starts with. Danish something.
Danish. You're right. Danish. My God, how do you remember
I think
that?
we covered that part of it.
Listen to this while
How
they're
was his
thinking.
last name?
Mars, listen to this.
Find
kid.
it?
Yeah.
What's it start with? Graves.
Why did you whisper?
Wow.
Because I didn't want to give it away.
Reeves?
You're very good at this.
Faced with a college football playoff triple header, the NFL is calling up broadcast network reinforcements for Saturday, December 21st.
No, this is a dilemma, yes.
NBC Sports announced Monday that it has acquired an extra NFL regular season game to air in the afternoon on Saturday, December 21st, a day that will feature the 3 college football playoff first-round games. Coverage will air on NBC Broadcast Network, Peacock, and Telemundo. Later in the day, Fox Sports executive Michael Mulvihill said the Fox Broadcast Network will also carry an NFL game on that day, presumably another afternoon contest leading into USC-UConn women's college basketball. So in other words, the NFL is literally programming against college football.
Correct. Wow. When they used to avoid it at all
Why would they do
costs.
that? Why do they have to own everything? Why do they have to continue swinging that thing around? Drives me crazy.
It's who they are. I mean, they
I
never
like
used to
both
play
sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to be able to watch both.
Isn't there a game on Friday night of the first regular season?
Yeah, the Eagles and Green Bay.
Green Bay, right? Friday night. Then they
Brazil.
always had a rule saying we're not going to go against high school football. We're not going to go up against it. It's not fair to the kids. Not fair to people. When did that change?
I know. Roser, listen to this. The NFL had communicated to the CFP its desire that only 2 playoff games be scheduled for that date. When the CFP did not do that, the NFL got its stuff out.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, they normally would put that on NFL Network. They're putting it on
the network.
On the network because they're
D-words.
Yes.
Because they can.
Yeah, come on, man. I guess I don't care that much. Never mind.
No, but it's
But you get my point. I just don't know why you have to be
one of the
like that.
reasons why the schedule was delayed in getting released is because they're negotiating with Amazon, Netflix, all these other services that are going to carry games this year, and they had to figure out the financial aspect of it, the scheduling, and that's why the schedule was supposed to be out last week. It's coming out obviously tomorrow now, but that's all part of parcel of the expanding world of the NFL, and it's never ending. We can never get enough.
Yeah, I think we can.
Well,
You know
there's a
what I mean?
saturation point.
That is my point.
There will be at some point, Chris. I agree.
But I think the reason that we won't, and this is just my opinion, is the off season is so long. If the off season went like they ended the Super Bowl in February and they started up again in June, yes, we would get tired of it. But the off season is 6-7 months long. It's half a year.
Doesn't seem like it.
That's why people won't get tired of it.
I caught zero logic in all
No,
that.
you know I'm right.
Woody.
Pure gibberish.
The draft had more viewers than the World Series. Like, it will take a long time before people get sick of it.
Marzi, are you sick of it?
You know, I'm not the target audience, so I like the NFL for 6 months.
Yes.
And then I like to turn my attention elsewhere.
Yeah.
To Sauce's draft.
Yeah. Yeah. The NFL knows that it'll take a long time before people get sick of it.
Yeah.
The offseason's too long. I mean, the NBA's offseason is a month and a half. Hockey's offseason is 2 months,
Well, I
right?
never take any time off.
A little
Chris
bit
is
of
always
exaggeration.
working.
Thank you.
Good point, Hawk.
Listen to. Can I give another sports story there? What's your name, Corey? Before you go into your thingy.
Yes, sir.
Former Utah State forward Great Ozabor. Am I saying that right? Anybody know?
How do you spell great? G-R-E-A-T?
I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. That's great.
Right.
And his last name is Osobor. Anyway, is transferring to Washington from Utah State after reaching NIL deals worth $2 million.
$2 million.
$2 million.
Yeah.
This goes back to what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, and when we had Parker Fox on to talk about this as well.
Yeah.
I do think what's going to happen is they're going to almost have to sign contracts. Because if somebody's going to give him, or a collection of people or businesses are going to give him $2 million, you better freaking stay there the rest of your college career. You have to stay.
Yeah, there
you
has
can't
to be
just
a
keep
minimum.
jumping.
I could not agree more. That's the only way to fix it. But again, I have no problem with them. Earn as much money as you possibly can. The players have been getting screwed forever.
But then, just like signing a contract, then if they're committing the money, you got to commit to where you're going.
I agree. I'm good.
That might be the fix. Instead of just transfer portal over and over and over again. It's like, all right, we're going to give you a giant check, but then you're locked in for whatever it is, 2 or 3 years, whatever you end up agreeing to.
Correct. Otherwise, you got to pay the money back.
I wonder if we'll just have that, like 1-year deals, 2-year deals, all the way up to 4-year deals.
Probably.
But then what happens with maybe some kind of out, like if I go to the NBA draft, then I give blank dollars back.
When it comes down to it, $2 million to a really, really rich person isn't that much. And if you really care about your basketball team, you could bring 5 superstar college basketball players in for like $10 million and dominate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Something's got to be done.
Think what the Fab Five would have been worth had they.
Well said, Rosie.
He said that well.
Yeah, you did.
At that point, they were paying for Chris Webber and Jalen. My God.
They probably were.
Well, I mean.
True.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Right,
Good point. Because they were better at it.
And much like Reggie Bush getting an apartment for his family, wherever it was, who cares if the Fab Five got paid?
Yeah,
who cares?
It just was not legal at the time. Otherwise, who cares? Doesn't change how great they were.
Even going back to the great John Wooden, he had a money guy with him. I mean, there was many stories I heard about, the clean, perfect basketball coach. And he had his bad guy, as they call him.
Did you see the movie Blue Chips? That's how it works.
One of the best movies ever.
That was so good.
There's zero chance.
Nick Nolte.
I loved it.
Actually, I bet he did see it.
It had the one guy, the other tall guy.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway.
Cher was in that
too. It had Lark Voorhees.
Depending on the
lighting. Oh, Lisa Turtle.
Hawk loves Cher.
I do. I love to share. I'm a happy guy when I get to give things to people.
Our guy from the U just texted me and said a lot of times those NIL deals are signed contracts. Most of them are for 1 year.
Oh, okay. So they are.
Yeah.
I guess I never thought about the idea that you had to sign something
Paul.
to get that money, but of course you do. Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
And so maybe the companies that are offering the nil are doing it with the assumption that it might just be at 1 year.
Yeah, right.
But you're trying to get a way to have the players stay for multiple years. You want commitment to the university.
Yeah, because even for 1 year, I would argue a lot of times you're probably not getting any ROI unless you can start building something with somebody. So it's, I don't know. I would have some, like, let's say it's a $2 million deal. I'd say, I'll give you $1 million this year. You get the other $1 million if you stay for a second year.
For sure. Incentivize it. Yeah.
Some kind of a trigger clause that the longer you stay, the more money you get.
That's probably where we're heading. It's all happening. It's fairly new. It's still taking shape. So I would bet, Corey, that is probably where we're heading.
Let's hope so.
Can I lied to you, Corey. Can I tell you one more thing? I'm so sorry. I told you guys about that book, The Cost of These Dreams, yesterday by Wright Thompson. We talked about Michael Jordan and his sickness with winning. Roser, this guy Wright Thompson is he's a writer, a sports writer, and now I believe he writes for ESPN. But anyway, he wrote this book. It's been out for a couple of years. I'm just listening to it now. It's called The Cost of These Dreams: Sports Stories and Other Serious Business. He reads the articles that he wrote, right? And the first one's about Michael Jordan. He wrote one about this guy who fought Muhammad Ali. It's really, really been great. I listened to one last night about Urban Meyer. Oh, my God, is this guy sick in the head? Right?
Really?
In terms of what aspect of his life, there's a lot to unpack there.
His obsession with winning. Like they're at the very beginning of the article, when he's still, what was the first national championship he won? Would that have been Florida?
Was that
probably Florida with
04?
Yeah.
That wasn't with Tebow, was it?
His daughter was having, that's right. His daughter was having a national signing day at her high school to go play volleyball somewhere. And
he skipped it.
Urban was sitting in his office, and his secretary comes in and says, "You better leave. She's about to have her signing." And he said, I can't do it.
Wow.
And she said, "You are leaving." So she literally forced him out of his seat. He went to the signing day. His daughter signs the national letter of intent to go play college.
He bolted?
No, it's worse than that. She stands up and she says, "I want to thank my mom who was always there. Dad, you didn't come to a single game."
Whoa! My. Oh, no. And he was sitting there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah. And let me tell you.
Direct shot.
I love you, Dad.
And I would like to say, and it got through to him, but not enough to the point where he changed. It didn't change until he almost died. He almost had a heart attack.
Right, I remember
that.
It
literally became such an obsession for him. And I don't know the rest of the story because this article was written back in
his
2012.
health really took a bad turn.
But he literally tried his best to become a better person and also try to be a football coach. I don't know if it worked for him or not, but I mean this when I say it's a sickness.
Yeah,
and every one of these articles almost that I'm reading or listening to this guy, Rosie, the great athletes, the great coaches, the people who are really great at things, it's a sickness.
It's a cliche, but there are many of those coaches who are completely unaware of what's going on in the world. I don't mean like, the Palestinian debacle right now and what's going on with Israel. I mean anything that's going on in the real world. They are completely oblivious to. They have no idea because they're so focused on getting the next player signed, the next practice, the next game, the next this. It's not healthy.
Different level though. Like if Kevin O'Connell doesn't know that Kendrick and Drake are beefing,
right?
That's very
true.
different than I don't know where my kids are this weekend because I don't care. Right. So if Urban Meyer's that far down the rabbit hole, that is a sickness, and that's just pathetic.
And again, this is all, by the way, the article all happened before the Jacksonville Jaguars debacle. So I don't even know what that was about. Right. I have no idea.
Well, and you may have said this, Hawk. I apologize.
No, I don't know.
But in that documentary we watched about the football team, the second they won the national championship, he's back in his office on the phone calling recruits. He's barely celebrating.
That is part of this article.
Yeah.
That is right before he had basically a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Urban Meyer also really good at just putting his hand palm up on a bar stool and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
You know what? We've all accidentally done that.
I love you, Dad.
I did that to Rosie a little bit earlier, and I apologized.
No, you didn't.
You will hear some of the great coaches in all kinds of sports, and men and women, talk about the fact that the losses sting and hurt and stay with you more than the wins feel good and positive. And even that is sad.
You're summing up every gambler I know. Every single
that's kind of true
of
now
us.
that you say
So then
that.
you're motivated by the pain versus the euphoria of the joy.
Well, that is an interesting thing.
So.
That's an interesting thing. But you're right. I mean, it's all an addiction, right? It's all an addiction.
Yeah.
You're all feeding whatever the darkness is inside you, right? Jeez Louise, man. I'm telling you, these articles have been fantastic. Any good sports writer, I love, man. But when this guy's from what's the state where New Orleans is at? Louisiana, and he reads his own articles. And I love the guy's accent anyway. Holy moly, is it a good book? I'll say it one more time.
That's good stuff.
The Cost of These Dreams by Wright Thompson. Really, really good.
All right.
Good recommendation.
Thank you.
All right, let's try this.
All right.
You guys are the competitors, but you're also going to be the judges. So you're going to decide who wins the game that you're playing. Does that make sense?
I think
Yeah,
so.
sure, buddy.
I have a list of a whole bunch of misunderstood sayings in the United States.
Oh, boy.
I say the saying and the state that it's from. You guys all guess, and then you guys can decide who got the closest.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
First one, since Martin's is from the Dakotas, she might have this.
Somewhere.
One of them.
Number one. In South Dakota, Marins, what are taverns?
In South Dakota, taverns are, they're bars. They're watering holes.
Rosie?
Well, that's the logical answer, but it probably isn't the right answer. I would say they're more like convenience stores that serve alcohol.
Sauce?
Watering holes.
Okay, so everybody's kind of gone that theme. Chris?
I think they're hotels.
Oh, that's a good.
I'm going to vote and say none of you even were remotely close.
Okay.
In South Dakota, they're a sandwich similar to Sloppy Joe's. That's
Really?
They call
Tavern
taverns.
is a sandwich?
Oh.
Well, that's something.
To our South Dakota listeners, they can confirm on Twitter if that's correct.
All right.
How about Dirty Bird in Kentucky? Maybe Chris knows this one.
That should be
Careful, Hawk.
Atlanta.
Dirty Bird in Kentucky. What is a dirty bird in Kentucky? Anybody have a...
I would say it was sort of a bourbon drink.
Yeah, that's not a bad guess.
So you're going to
Kentucky
drink.
bourbon.
Barnes, you got a gut?
It feels like a drive-through item at a local Kentucky-based fast food restaurant.
Such as?
A chicken
Can you think of it
with gravy on it,
based
fried
fast
chicken,
food joint?
a KFC.
It is
chicken
slang
breast
for
with-
KFC.
Oh, nice
Dirty
going,
Bird
Barnes.
is slang for KFC.
I got there.
Boink.
Wow.
I
that
got
was
there
very
with,
good.
with
It's a
some help.
boink.
Try this one. Very good.
Oh, your beezers.
In Montana,
What are they called?
the Beezers?
What do you got? What are those called again?
Blinks.
The blinks. Thank you.
Beezers.
Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
I didn't show you my beezer.
Whoa.
That was Beezer with a Z. Everybody calm down. She's got a job tonight. In Montana, what is a borrow pit?
Montana.
Borrow. What's a borrow
Is it
pit?
two words?
Yes.
Borrow.
Is that where the lady was in Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, good Lord. That's so. What a visual. Oh, it's a little creepy.
This is
What's
tough.
the lotion?
What's a borrow pit in Montana?
It's a bank.
A borrow pit.
It's
Bathtub.
when you gather around the
man.
campfire.
I think it's isn't it like a trash dump?
Anybody else?
Oh. What do you do?
I don't know.
Is it a food item?
No.
Is it a lady of the night?
No, this one's tough.
Is it Hawk's sister?
It is a ditch along the side of the road. That's a
Oh.
borrow pit.
That's a weird thing. I
Yeah.
wonder why that's called that. That's weird.
How about this one? What does carry mean in Mississippi? Carry.
Carry me?
What does it mean?
The word
Carry.
Yeah.
What is carry?
Carry.
To go?
In what word again?
In Mississippi,
Is it a verb?
it's slang for what?
Is it a verb, like an action, or
It is
a
an
physical
action.
object?
The hell's
it is
a
an
verb?
action.
The hell's a verb?
It's a way to say that you got a gun on you.
Be blown by the wind.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. If that was it, you'd stand outside all day, Hawk.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. I'm not good at this job.
Man.
I don't know.
Is it to have a cocktail on the go?
See if
It's
Marnes can
somebody
get it.
riding piggyback.
Is it a purse?
Marnes is kind of the closest.
Okay,
Kind
it's
of.
it's lifting another human.
Lift is the key word, but
Lift
It's a brassiere.
your shirt.
no, it's
Lift
another
up
way
your
of saying
shirt.
you're
Lift.
giving somebody a lift.
Oh, a ride.
You're essentially, exactly.
Carry me.
So you were
makes
close.
sense.
The piggyback
So-
factor was close,
Sure,
but just I
sure.
think it's more
Bad.
vehicle related.
That makes
We're
sense.
very far off on all of these.
Marnes is pretty good.
Speak for
Marnes is killing
yourself.
it.
I've never heard of any.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
All right, let's see. A couple of you have spent significant time in New York. You guys have spent some time in New York.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In New York, what does the phrase grill mean?
Teeth.
It's a restaurant, isn't it?
You're guessing the obvious one. It's clearly not going to mean that.
No.
The Grill in New York is the best restaurant I've ever been to.
That's the name of it?
Yeah.
Really?
What kind of food?
It's a steakhouse, and they have creme brulee hot donuts, and they are outstanding.
A grill.
And in this case is grill and
This is an act.
I think I know. I'm not
action?
kidding.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it the thing that goes over the thing in the ground where the sewer is?
That's an actual grill.
Okay, sorry,
Marilyn Monroe.
I don't know if you understand this game.
Great.
Marge, you can do this.
Okay. It is. It involves heat. It's searing or more of a coolness, less of a heat.
It is searing, kind of.
Yeah, it's a sound.
Sorry, I couldn't find that.
Oh, that's
No, you're cheating.
Is that when you ask people a bunch of questions? Like the cops?
Like you're
talking to you?
grilling.
No.
Again,
a
too
suspect?
obvious.
You're getting closer, though.
Kisses.
Searing. It's pain.
No,
No,
you're
I
going the
didn't- I
wrong
didn't-
Is it
direction.
what they
I
cook
meant-
hot dogs on?
No, that's an actual grill. In New York, apparently, if you grill someone, it means to stare at them rudely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done
Never
that.
heard that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I usually call that mean mugging.
Yeah, I like that too. I like
People
to be
don't like
mean
to
mugged. I like it when
be
a lady
stared
mean
at
mugs
in
me.
New York. Yeah.
I like it when she scares me, like mean mugs me.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
like
Huck,
it.
like.
Marnie's mugging you right
I
now.
can tell I
People
can't
are
look
sass.
over there because it's too close to the end of the show.
All right, last one. Just try this one. Anybody ever been to Maine?
No, they have amazing blueberry pie, I've heard.
Oh, that's a great story. No, the answer is just simply no.
It's one of the few states I haven't been to.
Haven't been to Maine.
Well, I think I was in Lewiston. Is that Maine? Yeah, I was in the airport or something. I
Nobody
don't know.
knows.
Nobody cares.
In Maine, what does right out straight mean? Right out straight.
Right with an R or a WR?
With an R.
Like keep it real.
R-I-G-H-T.
Yeah,
Right
keep it real.
out straight.
You're taking your boat straight out.
Give me the
Main
facts.
That means
Right out straight.
That they're perky.
If you missed
It's
it,
a
Rosie.
good guess.
It's a hell of a guess.
Hawk was looking up Christie Canyon earlier today.
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
my
first
favorite
hour
park in
of
Utah.
the show.
Yeah. Rosie knows.
In Maine, if you
It's,
say that you're right out straight, that means you're super busy.
Oh, no kidding.
Huh.
I'm right out
Why don't you
straight.
just say you're super busy?
Yeah,
I don't know. These people
what's
talk
going
weird.
on?
Yeah.
I don't know why these people are doing what they're doing. A record 4.1 million Americans are going to turn 65 this year, and within the next 6 years, seniors are on pace to outnumber children.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
By kids are overrated.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I don't understand this stat at all, because I would guess it's the absolute opposite, but a survey of more than 2.4 million people found that being online can have a positive effect on a person's well-being.
What?
Huh?
I thought it was just the opposite.
100% the opposite.
Yeah.
I find it
It's
like, I don't know.
it's getting worse.
I don't even know how to
Well,
describe
it
it.
depends on
It's just so
what
awful.
you are like. Are you online shopping and buying beautiful things for your
Hawk is right
home?
now.
What if you're online donating to charity?
What if
Wonderful.
you're online?
I don't
I
think
can
that's
see
what they
how
had
that
in
would
mind.
have a
Christie
positive
Canyon
effect.
videos on YouTube.
Yeah, somebody could do that probably, maybe. I don't know why you bring that name up in particular.
One of the worst sounds a human being can hear is somebody knocking on your door or ringing your doorbell, right? It's like,
Correct.
oh, for God's sakes, another human being.
It's
What
at
are you
my house.
interrupting me for? I'm almost done.
Oh,
With
A
dinner.
poll asked people what their first reaction is when they get an unexpected knock at the door.
Get the gun.
Are you curious, annoyed, or excited? Which category would you fall in? Curious, annoyed, or excited if you get an unexpected knock at the door?
You know,
I am 100% in the
can I say
annoyed
a caveat?
category.
It depends on the time of day.
well said. Yes. Very, very well said.
Let's go
Hawks.
4 p.m.
Okay, 4 p.m.
Oh, I'm pissed 'cause-
curious.
No. No, I'm kidding.
I think a knock on the door sounds
I think
more
I'm
ominous
annoyed.
than a ringing the
Yeah,
doorbell.
annoyed's right. Annoyed's right because you know it's probably somebody trying to.
Yeah,
clean
I'm
the
annoyed.
windows or
Because almost
sell you
now,
something.
if it's somebody you want to see, they would have said, "I'm on my way," or "I'll see you in a
Yeah,
little bit."
correct.
Not
Yes.
like- there's no more surprise knocking. So the knock on the door means salesperson, problem, some neighbor kid. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh God, just
Yeah.
let me
Needs to be
watch
bailed
poker. I'm
out.
trying to
Don't
sit in my
need
62-degree
Christmas
basement. I don't need to
Yeah.
answer doorbells."
I don't
Jesus.
want to buy.
No.
Yeah.
There was a time when
I don't
people
need gutters.
would knock on your door, neighbors, because that's the only way you can get a hold of
Jim Neighbors?
Jim who?
Jim who?
Whoa.
Max doesn't know who Jim Neighbors is. Yeah, that would be the only way of communicating. So you wouldn't be scared about it or annoyed. Because, oh, it's my neighbor. Now it's like, yeah, why didn't you text me? Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you?
Well, and again, calling somebody is psychotic without a pretext. Like, hey, do you got a couple of minutes? Just flat out calling somebody, that's for psychos.
Somebody tell Common that.
What? Oh.
I do that all the time. Or I'll even do it hey, you got 2 minutes to talk? I text first. I don't want to just call somebody.
Common, this is a true story.
He doesn't call people.
Common one time called me. It was 5 o'clock on a Friday. Kelly had just finished making dinner. I put my phone down, put it on speakerphone, and put it on mute, and we had dinner as he went on talking. And then every couple of seconds, I'd go, yeah, that sounds great.
He actually called you?
An hour. Yeah, I love Common. I do like when he calls.
Sounds like it.
Normally texts you.
No, he calls me all the time.
He just wanted to have dinner with you.
Yeah.
Does he know? Has he heard that you do this, that you just mute him and just let him talk?
Not till now.
He's on the golf course right now.
Not now.
Thanks, crackhead.
I got to think he's going to stop calling.
No,
he won't.
If he knows you're muting him.
No.
You know you're on camera, right?
Yeah, no, I know. He's not watching this.
No, but somebody's going to tell him that you were praying that he stops calling.
Larry Mondello guy will tell him.
He always hears about whatever we talk about in the morning because he always brings it up to me later in the day. Yeah.
And then
I think Common is a great guy, hilarious,
Yeah, he's
full
funny
of
man.
fresh bits and material, and I just idolize him.
Lawrence, when do you play Password? When's your tournament matchup?
It's at the end. It's at the end of the month.
End of the month.
Who
Okay.
plays? Somebody play tomorrow.
It's actually the day
Friday.
before we go to Fargo for the live show.
Oh, right on.
I thought you were teammates with Carly. Is that not right?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was this week.
So it's Barb and Robbie versus Muss and Common. And then you and I, Sauce, next week against Gerdsey and Nordo.
That'll be great.
And then apparently the following week, Carly and Marnie versus...
Greg Swedberg and
Charge.
That's a big one.
I'm rooting for Saucy and Corey.
They're the favorite.
Y'all must
In that
squad now.
Because Max loves 2G lax on dubs.
I don't understand what that is. I hope that's not a
And
clue
riding
for
30-inch
Password.
Lorenzo.
Oh, you
And
are
then sold
straight
that
up
thing to
riding
Juve and
right.
Wayne.
Do you know who I'm rooting for?
Oh, careful. Christy Canyons?
The Wolves in the Wild.
Yep.
That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
I meant the Wolves.
Late
and the
night
Lynx.
tonight. Late night tonight.
Go Wolves. Go Lynx. Go Twins.
Done.
Go all them.
Lawrence, you're an
some
American
fun.
treasure. We'll see you Friday in Duluth.
So that's correct. I would say regional at best, but the Lynx open their season tonight at Seattle. We'll be on Valley Sports North Plus at 9 p.m.
Rosie, we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.
Thank you.
9 to noon is next. Chris Finch, head coach of the Wolves, right off the bat.
Stop and go 46th Street to 94. 94 eastbound at 53rd Avenue.